Hey, Matt, welcome back. Just wanted to talk a little bit about sort of your approach coming in. You had said a couple of months ago that you were approaching this camp with a little bit more seriousness than perhaps ever before in your life, and I just wondered if you could talk about that.
Yeah, I think coming in with my fourth camp here, it's a pretty big one. I mean, obviously last year I was one of the first cut, so I think this year I just want to come in and kind of show Todd and the rest of the coaching staff. I took the step in the right process here, and I think I've been a lot more consistent with my game and just showing them, I want to be here, and I think I've done that so far. So I think just having those extra months this year was just focusing mentally and making sure, I come every day to work like it's a game day, and I think I've done that.
Yeah, we're not getting the exhibition games like normal to sort of take a look at players that are trying to crack the roster. I guess Saturday was probably the best of that, if you will, and you had a good showing by all accounts. Can you maybe just speak a little bit about what you brought to the table on Saturday at Staples Center?
Yeah, I think Saturday, just kind of worked with my line mates there and with Grundy and Elias there, and I think both of them are such good players. And I know I played with Grundy before, and we just kind of worked off each other. And then it's just, I've been with the system before, so I kind of got to settle in with it and come to camp and, don't have to overthink. I just kind of stuck to my game there. And I mean, one thing I'm doing more this year is shooting the puck, and I had a couple opportunities there. And then Durs found me backdoor for a goal. And I mean, it's always good. I'll take that. And I mean, I think just working D zone away from the puck is key too. I mean, I want to be trusted in all four areas, and that's a big thing.
And then one last quick one would just be, how nerve-wracking is this particular camp? Not just because of potential cuts coming up, but this has been a camp unlike any other camp before, where guys are added to the roster and then taken off the roster, and then you have all the protocols and unfit to play. And I'm just wondering, from your perspective, is it adding an extra layer of stress and complexity?
I mean, I came in this camp trying not to think about those things. I kind of just came in controlling what I can control, just making sure, what I go through the process every day of getting tested and making sure, when I leave the rink, I stay to myself and, I sanitize everything and I make sure I wear a mask anywhere and just kind of make sure I keep myself eligible to be playing and keeping myself in the conversation to stay here. So kind of just follow Kinger, because I mean, Kinger's, the man with all the things you need to know. And I just, go off what he says. And so far it's been going well. And I'm still here, so that's a good sign.
Thanks a lot, appreciate it.
Thanks.
Okay, next up is Zach Dooley.
Hey, Luffer. Todd talked about your camp compared to last year as night and day in a good way about your play this year. Would you agree with that, with how you've played so far in camp?
Yeah, I'd say it's probably been my best camp I've had since I've been with the Kings organization. So I think it's just those extra months. Again, like I worked on my mental game with a mental coach and kind of just going back, not overthinking plays and just settling into camp like I'm playing on the rain. I think that's how I'm kind of looking at things and making sure I'm not, fumbling pucks. I'm not nervous to make a pass that might get picked off. Kind of just work myself. But I think, to say it's been my best camp would probably be the right thing. And it's just night and day versus last year. I think I have more confidence with the puck and away from the puck and just, playing more of my game.
Is it encouraging for you to see, Todd repeatedly kind of talk about your game when asked about, players who have stood out?
Yeah, I think it's always good to see that the head coach of the team you're trying to play for, recognizing, you. And I mean, there's other guys that have been playing really well. I mean, Carl came in this year and, he's been a goal machine and he's been really good on the defensive side too. But I mean, yeah, to hear Todd single you out, it's pretty good. But I mean, you can't just be satisfied with that. My goal is to play Thursday night and every night after that. So I mean, just keep working and keep giving them reasons why he has to put me in the lineup.
Just one more for you. With this extended break, you've talked about it a couple of times. How beneficial was that time off compared to like a regular off season? How much more did it allow you to work on?
Actually, it helped me working a lot. I got a new kind of goal scoring coach with Josh Roble and Oakville there, and I think he kind of helped me find my confidence again. We kind of worked just with different areas of shooting and scoring, and I think a lot of them came into play for a couple of my goals here. And then, I owe a lot to like Matt Nickel and his crew for the off season. I think came back and, some guys point out like I look bigger, I look faster and stronger. So I mean, with adding those months, I kind of just prepared every day. Like I was trying to make the Kings, and I think having these 8-9 months to prepare was huge.
Thanks, Lover.
Okay, next up is Jim Fox.
Hey, Matt, welcome back. As much as you can, we hear about the physical aspects. You brought up a mental aspect. What type of exercises or things can you do with a mental coach to be stronger in that area?
I was just kind of finding things that take my mind away from the game when I leave the rink. I think previous training camps, I'd go home and I'd overthink like things I did and didn't do. So now, like, I've figured out with who I was working with, like I'm a big fan of art and everything. So I'd, find different like art pieces I like to work or like see, or I start reading some books about it. So we kind of go through there and then just read articles about, different people that have been through it and stuff like that. I mean, it's kind of just finding ways to get my mind off things, and then kind of worked on just thinking about things that might go wrong in a game situation and just how I'd work through it without, getting down on myself and bringing my confidence down going into the next shift and such.
If I can say, Matt, that was an excellent answer. Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to finish it up here with Lee Hamilton.
Hey, Matt, I'm calling from San Diego. Young hockey players who played in the A, Ontario, San Diego, whatever. How challenging is the jump from that level to learn how to score goals on a consistent basis in the NHL? And what's the college kid going through that learning curve? And what's the foreign kid from Europe going through?
Yeah, I think anytime you make a jump from the AHL to NHL is pretty tough. I mean, obviously I got off to a pretty good start my first year scoring the 8, and then I think last year just scoring 1, it kind of shows you that, it's a lot harder than I initially thought. And I think it's just, you got to get kind of in the dirty areas, because I mean, you look at a guy like Joe Pavelski, who's a great hockey player, but he probably gets 6 to 8 extra goals by tipping pucks in or being around that blue paint because pucks just sit there. And then it's kind of just not pass up your opportunity. Like, don't be afraid if I'm going with Kopi and like I have a shot, like don't feel like I have to kind of thread the needle and risk a pass, like put it on net because it might go in. And just for the young kids, I think it's just, believe in yourself. Like, you have that strength, like you're here for a reason. Don't overthink things, just walk in and do you. Cause I mean, they called you up for a reason, and it's on you, and just have fun with it.